TV's #1 daily viral video show right this minute.
A long ride on a motorcycle can be challenging and can be life-changing. The scary moment, the rubber leaves the road.
No!
A snorkeler's enjoying the sea life when suddenly
there is a little bit of panic.
What's hot on his tail that just won't quit? He's decided to run for office in 2020. This is no stunt. The clever campaign parody that's cruising to victory on the internet.
Dude, if I could, you'd have my vote.
We've got Christiane, Ollie, Charity, Nick, and Gail breaking down the best on the web, including the policeman going viral for his skills on the court.
You lose, you do push-ups.
Now, Officer Brandon Hanks reveals the big prize he's offering to outplay him.
Do you foresee any of these kids beating you?
I do. That's why I gotta pick and choose my battles real wisely.
You can argue that life is a collection of moments. Sometimes those moments can be very brief and can be life-changing. But you guys are out cruising on their motorcycles. Right here, they carefully pass a truck that has been disabled on the side of the road. They're in Colombia, and they're riding very responsibly as they make their way up this very twisted mountain road.
Yeah, when you're riding a road like that, you do want to take it pretty carefully, especially when you look off to the right.
But sometimes, no matter how careful you are, you can't always keep it safe.
Oh, no! Oh, that could have been so disastrously bad.
I don't know how that huge truck stopped so quickly, but it did. That was a very close call.
¿Perro está bien?
Let's head on over to Brazil, where a few guys are sitting out on the sidewalk, I don't know, just hanging out, and suddenly...
Oh my gosh!
The heck was that?
That tire just took him out. Where'd he go?
Wheel. That's not a tire, that's a wheel. You saw it come off that car and it started leaving all the sparks behind.
Yes, it happens so fast. These guys were sitting there relaxing. As the car starts to spark down the street, that wheel has already come loose. And it absolutely obliterates this guy.
How bad was it?
It was pretty bad. He was in the hospital for 8 days, suffering some internal injuries, including to his liver. Hopefully, this guy's run of bad luck is over.
Oh
I
my
cannot believe
God.
what I just saw. The term community policing is very popular, especially right now. But Officer Brandon Hanks is about that action. One-on-one.
I got it.
He goes toe-to-toe with these kids.
That's one off. You out?
They got lucky once. What else you got?
Well, you got push-ups, bud.
If they lose against him, they have to do push-ups?
Yep.
That's not fair.
Oh, it's the law. Hey, it's more than fair, because Officer Brandon Hanks posted this video to his Facebook page stating, I play one-on-one. First person to score wins. You lose, you do push-ups. If you win, I'll personally buy you a new pair of sneakers.
Whoa.
Spread the word, drop a location, and I'm pulling up.
You won't believe.
Son.
Poor kids are gonna be sore by the time they get home for dinner.
Good.
I'm tired. Yeah, tired. They might be good and tired, but he's not. Via Skype right this minute, we've got Officer Brandon Hanks. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
So when these kids pull up on you, I'm sure they don't know that you set a record while you were playing ball, right?
No, I can't give out that information too soon. They might not want to play you.
So, has anyone ever beat you? Have you bought anyone any shoes?
Fortunately enough, no, I haven't been beaten yet. Still undefeated right now.
You know, you demonstrate what a lot of officers see. Not only are they their first line for crime, you see people in need. You see kids who need shoes. What is it that you're trying to do besides just buy them shoes and make them know that you're fun to play with?
I'm trying to relate to them a little more and show them that police officers can be people that you can go to and talk to about anything other than just, negative interactions, crimes and stuff like that. You can also go to a police officer and talk to them about anything else, whether you might be in need of like I'm doing new sneakers or help with schoolwork and stuff like that. Anything that's going on in the neighborhood or in your life in general, you can always go up to a police officer and ask them, because we are tend to look at as professional. So we need to show that professional standard to these children.
Well, you posted the video. It's since gone viral. People are all in your comments talking big. So, do you foresee any of these kids beating you?
I do. That's why I gotta pick and choose my battles real wisely.
Now, when the kids see you, what's it like? Are you like that homie?
I can't even go in the barbershop no more, the gas station. They're all challenging me. Even when I'm off duty, they see my face and they're like, Officer Hanks, put your uniform on, let's play.
What you're doing is absolutely amazing. We appreciate you. Your community appreciates you. Ladies and gentlemen, Officer Hanks.
You know, I've got to give some props to our electronic journalists here at Right This Minute, because I feel like they're giving me some therapy. Because as you know, I feel very uncomfortable with the idea of the ocean, so they're giving me videos, I think, to help ease me into the idea of how beautiful it can be. Like, for example, here. This guy is swimming in the water, the Caribbean, with this beautiful turtle. It's so cute. When we pop out of the water, we've got the hills, the background, the beach. He's got the GoPro, so we can capture all this. This majestic sea creature. But something catches his eye. A nurse shark. But, as Christiana's always telling me, sharks,
gentle.
yes, basically when it comes to being a shark, if it smells blood, it's going to put a bandage on. It's a nice shark. It just kind of swims off, but then you can tell by his swimming and the way the camera's moving around, there is a little bit of panic. He's trying to bring himself around so he can kind of face the shark, which hasn't actually swum away. Oh, it's staring right at me, and so he starts sort of kicking backwards. And at this point, John Williams' music from Jaws is now playing in my head. Dun, 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 dun. But it's gonna be fine. Guys, just don't bother the shark. It's not like it's gonna keep coming for you. It's still coming. It's getting closer.
What happened to the tap thing? The tap.
That's exactly what just happened. He boops it on the head with his GoPro. It doesn't go away. It stays right there. And in fact, you can see it's coming right back for him as he's now kicking away. He does, I think, make some little contact with his foot because it now swims away. But there we go. Therapy done. Everything's fine. Nurse sharks are great and nothing's out to get you in the ocean.
Today's the day.
Girish here had the opportunity to work on the most recent The Lion King movie, so he invited his girlfriend Nishi to one of the premiere events. He knew she'd be super excited about it because it turns out that their very first date, when they met back in 2011, was to see The Lion King in 3D.
Nice.
She gets taken to the airport where there's a helicopter waiting for her. She is taken out to the pilot who hands her some papers. But when she looks closely, she realizes it's the original tickets from their original date back in 2011.
Yeah, it's the circle of life.
Now, at this point, she knows something isn't quite right because she had told him one time that if they ever got engaged, she wanted it to be very intimate, just the two of them. But he is a little extra, so he couldn't just have a simple proposal. So he scheduled these helicopters to take them up to this hill in Malibu, California.
Dig the suit, bro. Nice choice.
Very James Bond.
Yeah.
Look at the box where he put the ring in. And he's now there waiting for her to land, looking all nice and fancy. So as she starts walking over to him, look at his face. He gets really nervous. He starts crying even before she gets to him.
No, it's just warm up there. He's got the suit on. It's hot. It's just sweat.
Will you give me the privilege of spending the rest of life with me?
This was very well put together.
Wasn't
But I
it
guess
so
if you're working
thoughtful?
on Lion King, you got it. You better do it.
They celebrate with a little bubbly up there with that gorgeous view behind.
A skateboard that'll have you doing a double take, because it's
Downright cool as all get out.
the story behind the custom designs that'll have you riding in style.
This is it right here.
And time for a bike ride with Grandma.
It happens just a going and a going and a whoa.
Okay.
How a trip up takes them both down.
That was fun.
Right This Minute is brought to you by Colgate.
Skateboards are cool, but I've never really cared to ride one because I know I'd be terrible at it. Darren Powell is changing that idea for me because his skateboards are custom, hand-built, and downright cool as all get out.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen camper longboard.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. This is awesome. And you don't really have to do the work yourself.
Right, it's an electric board, exactly. Darren calls this one the Free W bus. Not only does it go 20 to 25 miles on a singular charge, you'll also notice it's packed with speakers.
Oh, so you can rock down the street?
It's super cool, and Darren has been building these types of custom skateboards for the past 9 to 10 years.
I just wanted to create more of a designer style of skateboard where you can just look cool and enjoy riding skateboards.
It takes him about 3 to 4 months to hand build each one. He calls his craft freejacking, meaning just take something and make it much cooler and much better than it originally was. And just look in the background of this video shot by my good buddy Carlos Avila Gonzalez from the San Francisco Chronicle. He put the story together, did a great job, and you can see what Darren has been up to for the past 10 years.
That's huge. Yeah, he got some nice lips in that bad boy too.
Right, yeah, just look around his shop. There's so much creativity. There is one problem though that Darren has identified.
With Oakland was so beautiful, you know, Oakland showed me so much love. I get so much support from the people here. I get a lot of attention. It's just a bummer riding by myself.
I love the town. This is it right here. This is the spirit of the town right here in one video. We've all been there, learning to ride our bikes. Lucky for little Hadley, her grandmother Stephanie is holding the back of the bike. Oh, and Hadley's just a-going and a-going and a...
Oh, okay, just a little trip up.
Like, who had the problem? Was it Hadley or Grandma?
Yeah, it was Grandma.
I was fine!
Normally that's the time where the person guiding the bike corrects the action. Instead, boom.
Well, that was a teachable moment. She wanted her to know that even though you fall, you can get back up.
Okay, so what should we be learning from this video? We're out on the water, on a boat.
Oh! Did they just throw a beer at it?
Well, don't drink and drive a boat.
Well, what's really going on here is that one of the guys in the secondary boat asked for a drink, and they're like, you asked for it, you got it. Toss it over and instead of catching it, boom.
Alcohol hits some people differently.
Threw that like a depth charge.
Yeah, he got clocked in the head.
Why this at a Pee Wee football game?
This one gets you right here.
Next, right this minute. And still to come, Tim the Pig
Is ready for romance.
Look at that. Everywhere that Peggy Pig goes, Tiny Tim is right with her.
See if keeping a close eye on his crush makes a love connection.
Oh,
Yeah,
You gotta play zone, not man to man. You feel me?
Plus, an impressive mashup of choreography and strength.
He's like a marionette controlled by chopsticks.
Yeah.
The fun illusion that'll blow your mind.
Incredible! Being born in Hong Kong, my chopstick skills are on point, but it turns out they could be better. Yeah.
Stop it now.
In this video from Japan, these two guys working together choreographed to this music that might be familiar to you if you've got a Nintendo. Incredible display of strength, but also their choreography, their timing, and all perfectly to the music.
He's like a marionette controlled by chopsticks.
Yeah, it's cool. And then suddenly the chopsticks are gone. He's freestyling. You can see as his biceps start to bulge and bulge towards the end, but that is a serious display of strength.
Yeah, you can't truly appreciate that unless you've tried to do a push-up or 2 or 3 or held it.
You can tell it's been a while because that's actually a chin-up. But never mind, you're fine. Not the only display of skill. For this next one, don't try this ever. This Jukin video is going to stick with you for this one particular moment that is heart-stopping. Now, as crazy as this is, the part I'm talking about is right here.
Oh my goodness! How
She's even freaked out.
the heck did that work?
You can see it on her face. She's going, did I just stab you in the face? No, I didn't. I don't know how you practice that. I don't know how you come up with that idea, but I'll say it again. Don't try this ever.
Any of you young men out there who want to learn how to impress a lady should take advice from Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim is ready for romance.
Women like to be shadowed. Look at that. Everywhere that Peggy Pig goes, Tiny Tim is right with her.
Okay, well, you know, a few of those things are true, but the whole shadowing part,
Yeah,
you
after a
gotta
while.
play zone, not man to man. You feel me? Like,
His zone defense.
yeah, because, you know, the shadow thing, that's like stage 5 clinger.
He goes head first into that pole because he's so
He only
busy.
had eyes for her.
Yeah, he did. But like Charity said, you gotta look around sometimes. Like, give the woman some space.
Tim! Okay, and what guy has not made a fool of himself trying to impress a lady?
Can't tell who's thirsty for who.
It's true. He's putting all this on Tim, but Miss Piggy's right there with him.
Well, he is.
Well, she living her life. She going back and forth, back and forth.
She could go anywhere in that field, but she's right up next to that fence.
Well, look,
She's a stage 5 clinger.
no,
Still.
a little attention never hurt nobody, okay?
Tim resides in Houston, Texas, and if any young guy needs some tips, just do what Tim does. Follow her around. Give her some attention.
Yeah, let us know how this works.
Right, because also with people, that's called stalking. So, again, zone.
A new presidential candidate for you to consider. This is no stunt.
Oh my goodness! It's Tom Cruise for 2020.
Why he's more than ready to run.
America, you complete me.
Show me the money, because this is gold.
Part of the fun of being in the kitchen and cooking are the cool gadgets. And thanks to the crazy Russian hacker, he tests them out so we don't have to. First one, this potato spiralizer thingy. Oh,
This is interesting.
Yep, you peel the potato, you just twirl it around, and you get something that looks like this.
Those are so popular street food in Taiwan and stuff like that.
Right, but it actually works. How about some corn on the cob holders that aren't those stabby kind?
The only thing is, like, rotating it's going to be a little bit of a pain, isn't
Yeah,
it? 'Cause if you squeeze too much, it's going to let go.
Not a big fan of these. And this one's pretty cool. This is just a portable slow cooker. So if you've got something that has to cook for a long time, you can start cooking it, then you can bring it to your guest's house and continue cooking it. It's got a handle, the whole thing keeps it warm.
Can we go back to that potato thing? Where do I find that?
Yeah, that's the one. You got to send us that link, because that
That's-
is being purchased.
Does seem to be the crowd pleaser. He does say it's a little pricey.
If you've already made your mind up about who you're voting for in 2020, you're crazy. You're crazy. Because I know a lot of people are running, but no one on earth can outrun this guy.
There's a lot of talk about the race in 2020. Sure, there's a lot of candidates in the running. But can any of them actually run? I mean, really run? I'm the last American movie star. No one runs like I do. And nobody opens a box office like me. And with your help in 2020, together, we'll dominate the ballot box. This is no stunt. But if it were, I do all those for real.
It's Tom Cruise for 2020. He's all for it, man. If you're a fan of vets or a fan of Law and Order, he's got you covered.
I'm not just your everyman. I've literally been every man. I've been a Navy pilot, a lawyer, and a Navy lawyer.
Now, sure, he's got some skeletons in the closet, but he just owns them.
My opponents will say I was a pimp in high school. It's true. But I grew up fast in NASCAR country and started a small business as a sports agent to set a better example.
Yeah, look, he's great at diplomacy because he's hung out with the samurai, and he's seen a lot. He knows a lot about history, and if you understand history, then you know where we're going.
I'm Tom Cruise and I'm running for President of the United States. America, you complete me.
Who is this guy? I mean, does he book for parties as a Tom Cruise imposter?
His name's Miles Fisher. He's an actor. He does sort of roles like this as well. He's also involved as an entrepreneur with Bixby. It's a coffee brand, I believe, in California. It's so close to actually Tom Cruise, it's weird.
Yes. It's just so good. The voice.
Right.
Yeah, look, movie quotes, movie puns. Dude, if I could, you'd have my vote.
We
We've come to the end of our show, but RightThisMinute.com will keep you entertained for hours. Connect with us while you're there and be sure to catch us on the next all-new RTM. TV's #1 daily viral video show, Right This Minute. It's hard to believe that's a dog that had been
caught in a tar pit up to its neck.
See the miracle transformation of a grateful pup. Cameras catch a guy greeting
a complete stranger outside of a club.
The friendly hug that's anything but.
That was slick.
If you want this Cinderella carriage,
You are going to need a few skills and
A fairy godmother?
how to make a dessert cart that's a real showstopper. And look who's back playing the role
Love Dad.
the prankster making him jump through hoops at the festival.
Here where the VIP entrance is.
No, I'm not. I don't work here.
I feel so bad for her.
When you first look at this picture, you're thinking this is some guy warding off like maybe a tar monster or some kind of bear. You will be surprised to find out that that was a dog. That dog had been caught in a tar pit up to its neck for nearly a full day. They were finally able to get it out because it grabbed onto that stick they stuck down and it was aiding in its rescue. When they pulled it out, they realized we have to start cleaning. They start trying to slowly get all the tar off of this dog.
Where do you start? How do you do that? You know, it's not just like get a little bit of soap.
Well, that's what they show on those soap commercials on
Yeah,
TV.
right.
Yeah, they actually do use soap that's got degreaser in it.
You just got to do a lot of it.
But right here, you see the dog isn't black. It's brown, maybe, but we don't know yet
Could
because
be pure white for all we know.
after they've given it a bath, they've gotten a lot of the stuff off, but not all of it. They're right now looking to see if this dog had an owner because they want to make sure it gets back into someone's care. Currently, it's at a shelter, but it is in serious but stable condition because it had been in that tar. That's just the first round of baths and giving it food. This is the second round. This dog is tan. We think typically one bath is enough for my dog, but this dog had to have multiple bathings.
Yeah, you got to get as much of that off. Otherwise, the thing's going to try and lick it off, right? Get sick.
It really was desperate to get out of there. If it by itself helped aid that rescue by with its mouth clenching onto that stick that they sent down for it, that shows just how desperate this dog was. It's one thing to watch your back when you are out and about, but it's another one to keep an eyeball in your pockets. Because watch very, very closely to this guy in the black shirt as he is greeting, according to reports, a complete stranger outside of a club.
That was slick. He kind of pulled him off balance a little and his left hand just went shook into the pocket and took it straight out.
But watch this handoff.
Yeah.
As soon as dude in white starts walking away, the other guy turns around and there's a third person that takes the cell phone.
Can't you be out enjoying yourself instead of out robbing people and stealing?
Now this next video, something very similar. Because see, they're all kind of horsing around. It even seems like they know each other.
There it goes.
And just like in the other clip, the guy hands off the wallet.
Under his nose, going through it, checking for money and stuff. Ugh.
Now over to Xochimilco in Mexico, where there's a fight happening. The woman here is recording from her boat. But did you notice what just happened right in front of us?
No.
Look again. I'm going to rewind the video because as he walks past us the first time, we are all distracted by the fight happening on the other trajinera.
Boom.
That you don't notice when he comes back around, he actually grabs the cell phone and tries to walk away, except our lady recording saw it and she's like, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you go, buddy?
Let's go. What you want to do?
Yeah, as another one of the trajineras comes up, he jumps off of this one, jumps onto the other one, and the girls have saved their phone.
In Los Angeles, you never know who you're gonna run into. Celebrities are all over the place, but you also never know who's gonna run into you or take over your photo shoot.
Okay.
This is YouTuber and social media influencer Tatiana Ali, and she's finding her light.
Isn't that the chick from Fresh Prince?
No.
Different
Same
Tatiana
name,
Ali.
different woman.
It's a coincidence.
But fly nonetheless. As the camera pans around, you see Lucas, you see Tatiana, and then you see...
Love. Is that Supermodel?
That's right. That's Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks. The story goes a little something like this. Tatiana Ali was taking photos with Lucas during BeautyCon LA, and Tyra Banks happened to notice them. She hopped out the car and was like, girl, let me help you out right quick.
If anybody can interrupt my photo shoot, it's her. She has some tips probably to share.
Yes, all the tips. And so they start to shoot.
Dang,
She
girl.
directs the entire shoot.
Tilt your head toward me. Yep. And then open your eyes and I'll get it real quick. Close your eyes. Let the sun to burn.
You could tell she's been a model because she was concerned about how the girl was feeling.
Tatiana says this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Super excited about it, posted all the pictures to Instagram. And Tyra did the same.
Oh, look at how pretty that is.
Yes, she gave a shout out to Tatiana and her photographer. And yeah, again, you just never know.
When someone mentions Beirut to me, I picture destroyed buildings, explosions, gunfire. Because of the Lebanese civil war of '89, Adrian Toyan was actually born in the basement of a hospital that was being rocked by explosions during that civil war. Now, in '93, him and his family moved to Reunion Island. It's that island in the Indian Ocean. It's just off Madagascar. And when he was there, that's where he learned to surf. But home for him is always Lebanon. Now, near where the family were, apparently his dad had a beach. It was called Yours, and apparently it had never been surfed. So, Adrian saw a swell making its way across the Mediterranean and decided to change that. Jumped on board Flight 566 to Beirut and started paddling out to sea.
That's really pretty. Look at that shot.
Beirut in the background, the buildings all repaired now, of course, but then you've got him in the foreground surfing these gorgeous waves.
And you know what else I see? No one else.
Yeah.
I guess Lebanon, not a huge surfing destination, and it looks like he's got the place to himself.
I have a feeling this is going to be a surfer's paradise pretty soon, though, because of how beautiful it is.
You don't need to be a surfer to want to go to this part of the world. Beirut's been on my list for a long time. It's a real mishmash of cultures. The food as well, I've heard the food is incredible. We get to see some of the architecture and the local countryside, but I think he's gotten away from the city as well, found this other area with waves that are huge. Wow. He certainly puts his mark on these ones as well. This is actually a short film by Wasted Talent called Flight 566 to Beirut. It's just over 5 minutes long, so if you guys want to see the whole thing, head to our website, rightThisMinute.com, click on TV show, or use our mobile app.
Students line up to greet their teacher.
This is a beautiful way to start the day.
But see the heartwarming way they say hello.
This is awesome.
That's good.
And it's the ultimate coach that'll cruise around anywhere.
That's so cool.
Find out why this RV's making major waves next.
Okay, good.
Okay. The RTM Videos app. It's the easiest way to watch the best videos. Download it now.
If you've been on the internet in the last, 10, 15 years, there's a good chance you may have seen this thing.
Wow, I've never seen that.
Wait, a van boat?
It's an RV, a van, a boat. It's actually called the Boater Home. Not making that up.
That's good.
It was built back in the 80s, but I never really knew what the heck it was. But now we've got the full story behind the Boater Home and what it can do. It belongs to a man named John Ortlieb. He lives in Vegas, and only 21 of these Boater Homes were ever built. And John's dad brought one of these things home when he was 10 years old.
When my dad called my mom and said, bring the kids outside and come see what I'm coming home in. So we're on the street and here comes this Boater Home coming around the corner. I didn't know what the heck it was.
I can only imagine what his mum said.
Well, John's kept it in the family all of these years. He's made some updates and some paint to it. But let's see what this thing can actually do. It's quite cool.
That's so cool.
The van part of it, it's a Ford Econoline van. was kind of chopped off, and then the chassis was stretched to include the integrated boat trailer. Then the boat just nests on top of it, fitting into like this little fiberglass sleeve that's part of the van. But you can drive this thing all over the place and use the boat like an RV. You want one? Yeah. Well, John has two. He bought this one, all white, about 10 years ago, got it for a pretty good deal, and he's been working on it. And when you're not on the water,
You go straight from here, straight to the strip, and then party on the strip with everyone in it like a limousine.
Ooh, okay, girl.
Okay, you know what?
I want one.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful way to start the day. These students at a school in New Jersey are saying good morning, happy Friday to their teacher, Kim Payton. She does use a cochlear implant and she teaches, she's one of the two teachers of a special ed classroom.
This is awesome.
That's good.
And her students that you see wishing her a good day learned sign language at the end of last year. The school year ended in June, and clearly they kept practicing because they're all communicating with her.
I love this. I love all these videos of teachers like greeting their students where they hit a picture and say, I want a hug or a fist bump. But this, they've learned a new language. It's great.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
And that's one thing that she's really happy about. Now, because of this, they've incorporated sign language into their lessons throughout the day. Not intentionally, it just kind of happened because they're all engaging in this new language. Not all of the kids are special ed. But this is an inclusion classroom. And the two teachers that lead the lessons are committed to making sure that these kids continue to learn in all of their languages. They call them trilingual because some of them speak English, their native language, and now also American Sign Language.
My goodness, Tyra Perez from the Tyra Perez Project has really made something pretty cool. This is a dessert cart that she calls a do-it-yourself Cinderella's carriage dessert table.
Is that because the desserts all disappear by midnight?
If you're lucky, yes. But to put this together, you are going to need a few skills and a
fairy godmother?
That or lots of tools.
Birds and the
little
mice
bird. Yeah,
that help
exactly.
put it
And you
together.
start singing a song and then it'll just build it, right?
No mice helped her in the making of this.
Well, that's outrageous.
You're going to need quite a few things from the home improvement store like wood, paint, drill. But if you know how to use that stuff, you can make something pretty epic. I'd go to like a resale shop and find out if they have like a little white table that you could use. But she puts this one together. Then you've got to get some plastic piping.
I love the fact that she's doing all the work. She knows how to use all those power tools and how to build something like this because it's pretty complex to some of us.
The carriage, before it turns into a pumpkin again, you got to put some wheels on it. And boom, look at that.
The slipper, the dress with a bird helping in the background.
Ah, see? There you go. The bird did show up.
Yeah, finally.
Nice work.
It's one eye-catching creature, but
As cool and as weird as you think it is oh so much stranger.
the story behind this bizarre being next.
So wait a minute.
Wow.
Amazing,
Is
right?
this all happening on planet Earth? Plus, a Daredevil Pro's epic find.
The perfect opportunity to stretch a high line.
See the stunning moment he walks the line.
That is absolutely mental.
Like us on Facebook.com/Right This Minute. Stay in touch all day long. Now, back to the show. I was absolutely fascinated when I first saw this video. It's blowing up for good reason. Some hikers came across this particular snail. Do you know what's actually going on here?
No.
This is a zombie snail. A parasitic flatworm has taken over the body of this snail. Now, what it's doing right here is flapping around a bit, trying to get the attention of a bird, so that the bird will eat the zombie snail. Once eaten, the parasite can reproduce in its intestines and it can be spread through bird poo.
So wait a minute.
Wow. Amazing, right?
Is this all happening on planet Earth?
That snail has been taken over by a parasite and it is now trying to trick a bird into eating it so it can spread.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I got some more crazy for you in the next video. That scorpion right there is not alone because that's, I suppose, Mum. doing the school run.
Ooh, she got the babies on her back.
She's got dozens of babies on her back, actually. And in fact, very often they can have up to 100 babies. And what they will do is they'll walk around with them on their back for about 10 to 20 days until their exoskeleton hardens.
That's a good creep factor.
Trippy, right?
Yeah. To most, that just looks like a giant power tower, right?
That is a gigantic power tower.
Well, to our buddy Freddie Cuna, it's an opportunity.
Fudge cakes.
Yeah, so Freddie is a pro highliner, and he sees this as the perfect opportunity to stretch a high line between the two towers.
When he does this, he's all energy.
He is
cool.
Wild. This guy makes all of this look so effortless, too. He's about 195 to 230 feet above the ground, depending on where he is in his run. And that's about 1,050-foot-long stretch of line.
That is absolutely mental.
How much do you think a 1,000-foot-long high line weighs?
Oh, yeah. And where do they carry all this?
Exactly. How do you get it to this sort of place? And I'm assuming you had to climb up, attach one side, climb back down, walk over there, climb up, and attach the other side. There's a whole other video to this, and it's the setup.
Yeah, hey, Freddie, send us a how-to. So Freddie is really good. He can do it on one leg, but he can also do it like this. Blindfolded.
Stop it. Now you're just showing off.
No, he's not just showing off. He's attempting to set a world record.
Which is what?
The longest distance walked blindfolded on a high line. He didn't even really think he could complete this whole thing, but once he got into that state, he just went for it and got that official Guinness World Record, 3,280 feet. That's a kilometer that he walked on a high line blindfolded.
Stop.
That dad's crashing the party, but
Festival goers just want to have a good time.
why he's clearing the crowds of all the hazards first.
Can we done now, please?
People always listen to him.
Delish has another food mashup, and I'm here for it, and I know you two will be too, because they are mashing up peanut butter cups with s'mores. It's basically a stuffed peanut butter cup.
Good gosh.
Now, this is going to take a little bit of prep ahead of time, but once you get all the ingredients together and mixed up, it's easy to make. So you're going to get your chocolate chips and some coconut oil. You're going to get that all melty. You're going to get a muffin tin, line it with some cups, and then put some of that chocolate in, smear it around, and then you're going to add some peanut butter that has been mixed up with a little coconut oil.
Yeah, to soften it up, make it a little more creamy.
Once you get that ready, you need some buttercream. You got some butter and some powdered sugar, mix that up, and then you throw in a graham cracker. Then you put in the peanut butter, and then you put in the buttercream marshmallowy stuff. Top it with chocolate, and boom, there's your treat after you refrigerate it for 15 minutes.
I am so glad I'm not a sweet tooth.
Oh, forget it.
Because this looks good.
Stop. Guys, bring it in.
Patrick from Frenchie TV is back at a festival.
Oh, yeah.
This time he is at the Moonrise Festival that happened in Baltimore, Maryland, and he's again playing his role of dad. Festival goers just want to have a good time. They've got their funkiest and most colorful outfits, but they're not going to do it before he gets in their way.
We're gonna have to do a shoe check on that.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
The thing is, you're so high off the ground.
Just to make sure this isn't a ankle injury hazard, he makes her do a few exercises.
Hop, skip, slap. Let's go. Hop, skip, slap. Hop, skip, slap.
People always listen to him.
Yeah.
He's very convincing.
And it's the tuck polo with the acid wash jeans and the
voice.
white.
It's everything.
Okay, can we done now?
No, there's more.
I am not feeling totally comfortable unless we do a double tap slide roll, hoof pop.
Oh, she is following all the instructions just to prove that her shoes with the thick sole are just fine for the festival.
Well, surely she has passed. I mean, that was pretty impressive.
I think you're gonna be okay.
He says you're good to go. This is where things take a bit of a turn.
Do you know where the VIP entrance is?
No, I'm not. I don't work here.
Oh, I feel so bad for her.
Now, this guy shows up with this lady, but he doesn't have something very important needed for the festival.
Where's her blanket for when it gets chilly?
I don't think it's going.
You brought a lady and no blanket? You get a blanket. You go back to your room, you get a blanket, and then you can come in. Otherwise, the lady stays here.
So good. He really is.
And he just laughs along with Patrick.
And by the way, I'm not paying for your college.
There is yet another thing to be very, very concerned about.
You didn't read about the fanny pack strangler.
It's the fanny pack. It's a hazard.
You're dancing, 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 and then you're choked out. And then you're...
So next time you wear your fanny pack out, just remember your life could be in danger.
Secure that sucker around your waist.
You have yourself a good time.
Hey, thank you.
8 o'clock curfew, though, yeah?
That's it. That's all for now. The next Right This Minute is all new. See you next time.